Greetings, Valerie Ling here. Hi there. I often talk about preventing burnout, and I talk about high capacity individuals who are in leadership. And I also like to talk to you about workplace well-being. Today's broadcast is all about a mindset shift that I'd like to put forward to you. Something that is probably one of the first things I like to work with when I'm working with my clients, who are generally people who are driven, who are achievers, who don't like to let others down, and who want to give as much as they can without disappointing other people. But here's the hard truth. What tends to then also happen is that we squeeze ourselves so dry that our tanks are so empty that we don't have any resources to give to our loved ones, to family, to friends, to our clients, to the people that really matter in our world. And so we then think that the best thing we can do is this thing called rest. Tick. Very true, very correct, 100% true. But where we get it fundamentally wrong is that the rest period puts a pause on the hustle to hustle chapters in our life. I'd like to propose to you that really we need to be going from the rest to rest periods in our life, and the hustle or the work or the productivity and the doing sits neatly and resourced in the middle. Here's what I mean. Number one, you know you're going from a hustle to hustle episode and slipping in a little bit of rest when your holidays aren't planned. You're just hanging out and pushing yourself over the edge. And what you'll be saying to yourself, everything will be fine after the holidays. I just need to get to this end of the period. And then after I'll have my rest and I'll be fine again. Ba-bum. I have not seen that to be true at all. And here's why. If you are giving and pushing and doing to the very ends of your margins and beyond, you basically have a hustle to hustle mentality. Because given the choice, if something were to be put on your plate, you would sacrifice time off. And what we tend to do in the hustle to hustle mentality is rest is given the scraps. Very little planning, very little thinking, and we collapse into a heap. And it takes us probably all of the time off that we have just for our body to get back to functioning because we are so starved of rest and relief and restoration and recharging and connection and all of the R's that I talk about. By the way, if you'd like the free download of my book, www.valerieling.com, you can get the free ebook there where I basically lay out to you my own burnout prevention plan. So I'm really not a fan of the mentality of squeezing in holidays while we push the hustle to hustle. Instead, I put to you that it goes the other way around. We go rest to rest, meaning that we already anticipate when our bodies and our minds are going to enjoy some recovery time off. When are these periods? Very often just before a really big, busy period. So in my case, the winter season all the way up to Christmas is going to be a very, very busy period for leading a psychology practice. And typically, I will take time off in July. I'll take a mini break again around August, September. And then it's an all stop recovery period for the whole practice. Everybody clocks off for 2 weeks after the Christmas period. So, rest to rest means that we actually put resourcing as the framework, celebrating gains as the framework, replenishing and restoring and topping up as the framework, to then putting the work and the doing in between. It gets sandwiched between rest periods. This fundamental mindset shift will take you away from believing that you're never able to recover or get over the burnout slump. You just have to push. You'll tell yourself because of the industry that you're in, because of the family that you're in, because of the situation that you're in, it's just impossible. That is simply not true. Why? Fun facts. Because your brain and your mind and all the things that you have within you in your physical body is designed to expand and recover with rest. Your muscles, your mental health, your emotional well being, they all come from having rest. So, here's what I'd like to challenge you to do. This is probably for all of us going to be a really hectic period. I want to know, have you already put your rest and recovery periods in anticipation of the busy period, or are you waiting to get to the end of your margin and then hop online and hope that you can get some kind of Friday, Saturday break, or a quick breakfast, or a quick walk, or some kind of quick way to recharge because that'll help you get over the hump? If you don't have something pre planned and pre booked, here's what I'd like you to experiment with. Do it now. Every client that I have worked with, this is one of the biggest push factors that I get. I can't put in my holidays right now because I don't know what's going to be around the corner. Well, guess what? You're going to need to put rest and holidays in so that you can deal with what is coming around the corner. Two things will happen once you put that in. Actually, I'll throw in a third. One, once it's in, you will find motivation and anticipation and exhilaration that you can do a short sprint knowing that something's in there. That's number one. Number two, you're going to find that your body will actually not collapse in a heap because you're working and pacing yourself up to some pit stop breaks. And number three, this one I'm going to tell you is the absolute truth. Your friends and family and your colleagues and the people around you will breathe a sigh of relief because they will carry the stress of watching you pummel yourself to the ground just to bring yourself across the line to get some rest. Once you plonk it in and you announce it to everybody, they're actually going to feel a great sense of relief knowing that you're going to be okay. So let me ask you this question. Do you go from rest to rest or do you go from hustle to hustle? I'd love to hear what your answer might be. Take care.